Hello and welcome to the Observed Conversations channel. I am VR Sampath, retired IPS, aka Sampath Ramanujan MFA. For more details, click the link below. Please subscribe and click the bell icon. Thank you. Let's get into the topic for the day. Today we will talk about relationships, fear, criticism, and self-introspection. Relating to others, the society, and the environment is one of the three fundamental duties of humanity. The other two being survival and procreation. They interfere often with one another. When procreation interferes with relationships, he sees sex in every woman he comes across. If survival interferes with relationships, he remains busy in work. He is so inefficient at work that he has to struggle with it at the cost of relationships. When a woman crosses a man on the sidewalk, she often looks through him. Sex is as much on her mind as it is on his. Many people have a wrong notion that there have to be jokes and ha 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 ho 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 going on during gatherings. Women tend to laugh on silly jokes and men strive to provide PJ fodder to them. This is not relating. We already see signs of our relationship with the environment gone bad. Our relationships with animals and plants is no better. But we don't see our relationships with our fellow beings going bad. We think we can thrive in isolation. No, not possible. The present state of relationships is at an all-time low. If humanity becomes extinct, it may be because of this lack more than anything else. We don't relate properly for several reasons. First one is fear. We are afraid of the other. The reason for the fear is we don't want to be exploited, taken for granted. And the other person will take me for granted. So I will ghost him. You can see all this happening in one's mind only. The other person is not even there. We have banished criticism and feedback from our lives. In the name of politeness, culture, etc., we don't criticize anyone, nor do we accept criticism from others. The only kind of feedback we want is praise. We don't even know how to accept praise. If someone praises or thanks us, we say it's nothing, don't mention, etc. We don't like criticism because we don't know how to react. There are people who react physically to verbal criticism. We feel threatened by criticism. A criticism needs to be taken into the frontal cortex and not into the amygdala. You need to quickly analyze, and if found valid, you accept it. If not, you present your case analytically. We are unable to go past one criticism and resume our relationship. We terminate the relationship immediately. If you can't afford to do that, or you harbor vengeance and wait for an opportunity to pay it back. There is practically no outreach to cultivate a relationship. I see this melody among Indians living in the Bay Area where I live, especially among the men. Ladies do try to make friendships among other ladies. This may be due to several reasons, like I feel shy, I have no work with that man, etc. The real reason is the inability to articulate. Inability to strike a conversation, lack of knowledge and understanding of people and life in general. So you resort to isolation. Our levels of being are too low, like a car on reserve gas. We may stop relating anytime. One offensive remark, one funny comment is enough for us to feel offended and leave in a huff, never to return again. We ghost people, soft quit organizations, and prefer isolation. We prefer to call this privacy, MySpace, etc. In essence, it means miserable failure to relate. Western cultures also excel in this art of isolating themselves. You need appointments to meet and chat, and demands to know the purpose, looking through the other person, etc. Ladies do this often in any culture. I think having a pet is a poor compensation for failing to relate to fellow beings. Worst behaviors could be seen at workplaces. In government situations, it's the ego of ranks and positions. In corporate situations, it is arrogance and money. You walk through the dark corridors of power like government offices, legislatures, and secretariats. You can smell the odor of ego. You walk into a corporate building, the stench of money and arrogance is so much you may want to run out ASAP. The first position in a company for bad behaviors goes to the HR. This department is supposed to identify best human resources and nurture them. Reality is exactly the opposite. So, when a society or culture banishes criticism in the name of politeness, what happens to the point to be made? It cannot be on the face, so it goes subliminal. It's not expressed directly but stored for future paybacks. The other person wouldn't even realize what hit him the next time. He wouldn't be able to connect your reaction to a previous encounter. For example, you might have expressed something to your HR and you get a reduced pay rise at year end. You wouldn't connect both. The other familiar example of a subliminal reaction is gossip. Since you don't express yourself to the concerned person, fearing retribution, you can't keep it either, so you gossip. To others, to unconcerned people, spreading ill will. All in the name of sharing. Most of the WhatsApp gossip is about others or common friends. In family situations, less said the better. The most infamous is the sibling rivalry. Unable to accept the other as they are and accept ourselves as we are. As a result, the atmosphere inside the family is often toxic. With toxic relationships inside the family and outside, we suffocate. But we don't realize we suffocate because of bad relationships. On the other hand, we call it a human condition and accept it. Toxic relationships are not human. They are inhuman. We are slowly getting drowned in this sea of toxic relationships. The only remedy to this malady is self-introspection. No one else can put it in you except yourself. You need to train in introspection. Accept others and their opinions and ideas and thoughts and try to look at life from their point of view. Secondly, have an outreach for the sake of relating without reason. Learn to articulate your feelings and thoughts and improve your expressions. The need to relate is urgent, not subject to likes and dislikes, whims and fancies. This is one hell of a serious issue. Finally, we need to raise our individual and collective levels of beings. Creation watches for this level. If it goes down, creation banishes the species and experiments with something else, as it happened with ants. Once upon a time, they were huge in size, had great organizing skills, but became mechanical and lowered their being scope. As a result, they are cut to size and relegated to the present situation. There is no guarantee this cannot happen with humanity. Thank you.